As most of you know, AJ Styles will be facing off against John Cena at Crown Jewel Perth as one of the final matches in his retirement tour. Now, this match means a lot to me because AJ Styles is my all-time favorite wrestler, and one of the main reasons I fell in love with him in the first place was because of his feud with John Cena back in 2016. I was a huge John Cena hater, and AJ Styles being that new guy, that new kid on the block that took him down in a time that beating John Cena was very uncommon, just made me so happy. And because this match is so important to me, I want to share how I personally would book this match when it comes to the winner, the outcome, specific moments, spots, whatever it may be. However, before I get into the match itself, I want to talk about the build to this match because it's very interesting because there is no build. You know, John Cena, his last appearance was getting folded by Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza, and now he's going right back into it, you know, reviving one of his biggest feuds of all time. And AJ Styles, even though he has addressed this match on TV, it's been nothing of significance. You know, he's still doing his thing with Dragon Lee, you know, the AJ Lee tag team. But, you know, this is a monumental match and there really is no build to it. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think even in 2016, they had a build for it. But ultimately, the hype for this match is the fact that you have two of the best to ever do it are just facing off. It is almost like an exhibition match, like just to see John Cena and AJ Styles, two of the biggest superstars in the world, just go at it one last time. That alone is enough to feel the hype, and although a build would be great, I personally don't want to waste any more of John Cena's appearances. We all know why this match is so big, so let's just get right into it. For the match itself, though, I have 3 requirements. The first requirement is absolutely no interferences. I don't want a Brock Lesnar appearance before. I don't want a Brock Lesnar appearance during. I don't want any appearances before, after, or during the match. This is a match that I think we really just need to let flourish, let it do its own thing. One of the special things about this feud in the first place was the fact that they didn't need any crazy, you know, outside interference or third party to make this feud and these matches so important and spectacular back in 2016. So why not apply that same logic almost 10 years later in 2025 and let them just do what they do best and put on a good story in the ring. This is a match that so many people have been wanting to see happen on the retirement tour, and we didn't really think we were going to get it for the longest time. And so the fact that we are getting it is so amazing, but we absolutely do not want it to be tainted by any sort of interference from anyone. The next requirement is I don't want any gimmicky spots. Now, what do I mean by this? Look back at the John Cena versus Cody Rhodes match at SummerSlam. Going into the crowd, going under the stage, doing all that extra stuff. I don't want any of that. I want this to just be a simple in the ring, maybe just outside the ring for a little bit, just a traditional wrestling match, because we saw that at Royal Rumble 2017. They put on a 5-star classic. They never left the ring in that match. So we know that they can put on a good story, not only just from their previous matches, but also their work with every other superstar ever. And I really want to avoid these gimmicky spots because I want this to be an AJ Styles versus John Cena match. And, you know, those matches are defined by, you know, their in-ring IQs, their ability to work with each other in the ring, you know, counter each other and moves, telling a good story physically without having to do all the extra stuff of going into the crowd, going under the stage, going backstage. I think this will be one of John Cena's last opportunities to really show that he is an amazing in-ring worker, and, you know, AJ Styles is the perfect opponent for that. But if you have all these gimmicky spots, I think it's going to make it really hard for John Cena to have that one last opportunity to showcase why he is the definitive greatest wrestler of all time. You know, he's not just some dude that relies on the simple, like, oh, you can't see me, or like, you know, appealing to children. Like, no, he is a dog in the ring. His ring IQ is cracked and he knows how to wrestle. It really is the last opportunity for him to showcase that he can wrestle and beat the "you can't wrestle" chants that he used to get all the time, even though we all know he can. But at the end of the day, I just want to let John Cena and AJ Styles do what they do best, and that is tell a fantastic story in the ring through their moves, through their ring IQ, and through their chemistry. Because as we've seen in the past, they can absolutely put on a clinic, and they've done it multiple times. The last requirement that I have for this match, it's kind of unfortunate because I am a huge AJ Styles fan and I would like to see him go over one more time on John Cena, but John Cena needs to win this. He's retiring in a few months. He's already has that loss to Brock Lesnar. And if he is going to get that rematch against Brock Lesnar, we don't need to taint his retirement tour anymore by having him take any more losses. So even though it pains me to say, as an AJ Styles fan and as a John Cena hater, at least back in the day, I appreciate everything he's done now. But John Cena absolutely needs to win this match. He needs to show that he can come back from that Brock Lesnar loss and still put on an absolute clinic. And then hopefully, that'll lead to him beating Brock Lesnar in that final rematch, which may be his final match ever in the WWE. Those were my 3 booking decisions that I have for AJ Styles versus John Cena at Crown Jewel Perth. Let me know what you think of them in the comments, as well as comment what match you're most excited for Crown Jewel. It could be AJ Styles, John Cena. It could also be Seth and Cody. That is a great feud that's going on. Tiffany versus Stephanie Valkyrie, another great match. But yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate it. And be on the lookout for more WWE videos.